What if the wealthiest man on the planet suddenly had nothing? No private jets, no billion-dollar companies, just the clothes on his back and an empty stomach? That's exactly what Elon Musk set out to discover. Dressed in tattered clothes, wearing a scruffy wig, and carrying nothing but a small backpack, the world's most famous billionaire walked into one of the most exclusive restaurants in Los Angeles. The goal? To see how the world would treat him when they thought he was just another man down on his luck. But what happened next? No one could have predicted. The rude whispers, the disgusted looks, the shocking humiliation he faced, everything was leading up to a moment that would leave the entire restaurant speechless. And when Elon finally revealed the truth, let's just say there were tears, regrets, and one life-changing reward. Stay with us, because this story will make you question everything. Elon Musk sat alone in a dimly lit office, staring at his reflection in the mirror. The billionaire genius, known for building rockets and revolutionizing technology, was about to embark on an experiment that had nothing to do with science, but everything to do with humanity. Would people treat him differently if they didn't know who he was? His disguise was perfect. A torn hoodie, faded jeans, scuffed sneakers that barely held together. A few dabs of makeup, and a messy, overgrown wig completed the transformation. As he took one final look in the mirror, a strange thought crossed his mind. This might be the first time in decades that no one would recognize him. No flashing cameras, no VIP treatment, just Elon Musk, the nobody. And so, the experiment began. The Sunset Ember was no ordinary restaurant. This was the kind of place where celebrities and CEOs spent thousands of dollars on a single dinner. The wait list was months long, and the staff was trained to cater only to the elite. Elon stepped through the doors, the warm scent of steak and wine filling the air. The room buzzed with conversations, clinking glasses, and quiet laughter. But the moment he entered, the atmosphere shifted. A hostess in a sleek black dress spotted him. Her eyes scanned his appearance, the ragged hoodie, the worn-out shoes. Sir, may I help you?" she asked, her voice polite but hesitant. "Yes," Elon said softly. "I'd like a table for one." The hostess hesitated. Behind her, a manager whispered something to a waiter. They exchanged glances. Then, without even checking the reservations, she forced a tight-lipped smile. "I'm sorry, sir, but we're fully booked tonight." Elon's eyes flickered to the half-empty restaurant. He could see at least 5 open tables. Still, he said nothing. He just stood there, waiting. From the corner of the room, a young waitress named Emily watched the scene unfold. She had been working at the restaurant for just a few months, saving up to pay for medical school. Something about the man at the entrance caught her attention. Not pity, but curiosity. Unlike other homeless people she had seen, there was a quiet confidence about him. Before the hostess could turn him away completely, Emily stepped forward. "I can seat him," she said, her voice cutting through the tension. The hostess shot her a warning glance, but Emily ignored it. She led Elon to a small corner table near the kitchen, far from the VIP section, but at least it was a seat. "Thank you," Elon said sincerely. Emily simply smiled. "Take your time." As Elon flipped through the menu, he could feel the stares. Patrons whispered behind their hands. A man at the next table muttered, "Why would they let someone like that in here?" Across the room, a group of businessmen chuckled. One of them whispered, just loud enough for Elon to hear, "Bet he's gonna ask for a free meal." Elon just listened, his mind absorbing every reaction. When Emily returned, Elon ordered something simple, just a bowl of soup and some bread. "That's all?" she asked, surprised. He nodded. "That's all." As she walked away, he overheard a woman whisper to her husband, "What if he tries to beg for money?" The husband scoffed. "Not our problem." Minutes later, Emily returned with the soup, placing it in front of him with the same care she gave to every other customer. "Enjoy your meal," she said warmly. Elon looked up at her, seeing something he rarely saw in strangers: genuine kindness. But just as he took his first bite, the restaurant manager stormed toward him. "Sir," the manager said sharply, "I'm going to have to ask you to leave." Elon set down his spoon, calmly meeting the manager's gaze. "Why?" The manager hesitated. "Our guests, they feel uncomfortable." The restaurant fell silent. All eyes were on Elon. Then, slowly, he reached up, grabbing his wig and pulling it off. Gasps erupted across the room. The whispers turned into shocked murmurs. "Elon Musk!" someone blurted out. The manager turned pale. The hostess looked like she wanted to disappear. Elon stood, his voice calm but firm. "Yes, it's me." The weight of his words crushed the room. "Tonight, I wanted to see how people treat those who have nothing." The guilty expressions on the patrons' faces said it all. "But there was one person," Elon continued, turning to Emily. "One person who treated me with kindness, not because of my status, but because it was the right thing to do." Emily's face turned red as she slowly stepped forward. "I was just doing my job," she whispered. Elon shook his head. "You were doing something much more important." He reached into his pocket and pulled out an envelope, placing it in Emily's hand. She opened it, her eyes widening as she read the handwritten note inside. "Emily, thank you for your kindness. Use this to chase your dreams. Elon Musk." And beneath it, a check for $100,000. Tears welled up in her eyes. The restaurant was silent. The same people who had judged him minutes ago were now staring in awe. Emily tried to speak, but her voice cracked. I don't know what to say." Elon smiled. "Just promise me one thing." She looked up, still teary-eyed. "Anything." "Never stop being kind." Emily nodded, gripping the envelope tightly as if it were the most precious thing in the world. Without another word, Elon turned and walked out the door, leaving behind a lesson no one in that restaurant would ever forget.